and it just looks like there's two. I need to take it off, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, hello guys. So we are into the second game. We got Cloud9 MIBR. MIBR just got spanked, man. They just got spanked in their last game. I think it was something like 14 rounds in a row. That was won by MIBR. No, sorry. What am I talking about? Astralis got spanked by MIBR.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you'd...
You just, you're sort of leave me hanging there, are you?
Yeah,
You're just gonna just ignore. Can you believe this guy? Can somebody send him a tweet here?
Because then there's
supposed to be a team player.
Then someone will clip it on Reddit and it'll just be that, and yeah, it'd be fun. Anyway, right into cash. Into cache. We're not going to see this too much in the future, I'd imagine, with it going out of the active duty map pool. But here it is, and Cloud9. I don't know what to expect from them. They're just that team. Of course, how can you know what to expect from them? I feel bad for them, though, always having to deal with these changes, but Automatic's been playing amazingly well, as always. He's such an impressive player.
Man like Automatic.
And there he is, waiting for some kind of action on middle. And the burst of boost, is a fairly common way to play this pistol. And looks like the A-Rap will be initiated. Or will it be an A-Rap? They have the option for the B-split. That's why it's dangerous.
Having a look. Not the ideal range with the blocks. Taco's got a P250 somewhere. You see them moving into the vents now. So they showed some presence towards the A-bomb site where there are 3 CTs. Vice will be dealt with very quickly indeed as MIBR continues to move in towards the B bomb site. Cajun B begging for help. He'll get taken up. New man Cajun B, haven't mentioned him yet. Maybe there's a time later. 3 on 3 as Cloud9 look to try and stop this bomb from being planted. And they're lining it up for a vent position. And Taco's still towards A main, and he will start rotating now. He's been entertaining on the A bomb site, but the action's on B.
It is most certainly on the B1 site. Golden will jump around the corner, find a labor to kill. Down to Taco, moving in with the P250. It's going to be very sly here, but the double peek comes in. Not much you can do there. And that will be the round going to Cloud9. And good to see Golden back in action. Fearless leader has returned once again. Looks very rugged, James. He used to have that clean-shaven look. Now he is...
Yeah, he looks rugged. Like he spent some time in some bushes or something.
He just could have made it sound cool. It's like in the wilderness or something, you know, foraging, learning how to survive, making fires, fighting off bears, but no, he's in some bushes.
Just in the bushes. That's the pistol round for Cloud9. A good start to the CT side. Very fast boost. That's great teamwork. Prefer to make it up to the boost position that quickly. Don't often see that. At least from a first-person perspective. Got the Asimov AK-47. Spotted a player jump peeking in the Z connector position. Taco with some spam towards the squeaky door. And first starts to move forward now. He knows where one of these players is. I think he can still hear the jumping. And what have Cloud9 been doing? They've got a 2-1-2 setup and they wait.
It's very quiet now as MIBR set further up towards the white box, and Cloud9 have happily given away position on the map. They know that the utility is not really exactly there. So it's going to be difficult in that sense for them to really attack these bomb sites. So screw it. Give up the middle position. You don't need that information. It's fine. Everything's fine. And indeed, so far it has been fine for Cloud9. They've not given up any frags just yet. And MIBR, they're playing very slow routes to get rid of utility, but there is a quick tag for them. And Cloud9 tries to follow up the quick B splits. The rotation's coming in now. And look at this utility. That slows things down way too much, maybe, because the rotation is really closing in on this B bomb site for Cloud9, but the frag's starting to happen now, but they can't get through the choke points just yet.
Yeah, there are no flashbangs now for Vice. Nothing for the peak, and he will be taken out by the likes of Fur and Foreign. So looking up top, not shy. That leaves Automatic. 2-man spray down. They'll make it expensive for MIBR, but that's more of a concern when you're the CT side. MIBR on the T side won't care too much. It's a round in the bag, and that has put Cloud9's money in the bin. Often in this situation, you would see a force buy back from Cloud9, but do they fancy it on the CT side of Inferno? Apparently they do. We've got the Desert Eagles being purchased, along with some Kevlar and the odd grenade.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Really nice round from MIBR, and you can see Colzero, he's very excited about that. And down to the leads coming out from Cloud9's side. will be difficult to be very laboured for them. Oh, that's not a bad grenade straight back towards the face of Phelps. And Golden's taking some grenade damage as well. And everyone's receiving the HEs, but a pick towards B-bomb side is going to start to allow MIBR to gain some ground here. Close in on that bomb plant on the B-bomb side. Now just one man left standing on the site. It's going to be Mr. Vice. CZ smoke. We've got the smoke. Can't really pull out the smoke now. He's got to fight. Flash comes in, and it starts to get a little bit awkward there for MIBR. You can see the trade comes in from the Deagle. However, they have the bomb site and all these.
Maybe some exit frags for Cloud9. That's all they can really hope for in this situation. We've got the re-smokes as well. Mollies and so on. All is well for MIBR in this particular round, and they must be running hot after their performance in the previous map. In the main stage area, the crowd can see all three games. The stage game is the big screen. Either side, you've got a smaller screen. So we could hear, when there was like a lull in the game, we were commentating, we could hear the crowd going crazy for MIBR's performance, especially the people with the Brazilian jerseys. You can see the Brazilian theme MIBR jerseys that they are all rocking at the moment. So we'll see if that can, if they can have some continuation with their success on that map here on Cash versus the likes of Cloud9. I need to catch up with their results actually, so I'll do that quickly.
Yeah, it's really good to see. You know, it's going to be such a confidence boost. I mean, it's against Astralis, no less. No one really expected that. I mean, historically, the Brazilian core on Overpass on the CT side, they innovated. As you know, Fallen, he was a guy that understood the game so well. He showed everyone how it was done, and perhaps MIBR is showing some signs of life here.
So Cloud9, they just lost 16-7 to FaZe on Overpass.
Yeah, they were getting beasted as well.
Nobody likes losing.
No, no one likes losing. It's a fairly...
What is it, Dan? Tell me.
Solid statement. James, I think, is...
I'm full of solid statements. My statements are very sturdy. They've got great construction.
Yeah. Actually, that's not always true. That's not always true. It's a bit hit and miss. Either way, we're going to get the push coming into the B-bomb side here. There's just a bit of source bet. That's going to be too much of a problem here.
Well,
okay.
clearly it is. Your statements don't have much structure either, Dan, because Rush and Golden have got 2 pistol kills, and they've still got Cajun B at the back of B.
Nice.
Stop lying to the audience, Dan. There is a Molotov, but I think maybe a flash would be more crucial to the likes of Cloud9 in this particular situation. Rush has an AK-47. I think they'd probably still go for it in this spot. Golden's outside the B-bomb site. Rush is rotating. Stop's lurking in that mid position. And now with Golden taken out, Rush 1 versus 3, maybe he wants to consider trying to save the AK. Hiding in plain sight, perhaps, in this position. Or does he actually go for it? He is having a look, and he continues to look deeper. The Molotov is out. He'll deliver it, but it will cost him almost all of his HP. And now the option to save will be denied by the likes of MIBR.
Yep, so very clean, straightforward start from them. It's always nice to win the force buy in the second round when you lose the pistol. That really sets you up, and it sets up your economy in the best possible ways. It's better than winning the pistol, really, in so far as what it does to your opposition. So we'll see whether or not MIBR can keep things going here. Now you've got the full buy for Cloud9. They won't have an AWP in sight here, but that's okay. Cash gives you loads of aggressive options on the CT side if you want to do that. However, because they are such a new team, it might be difficult to have some of the coordinations and tactics in place to make those aggressive plays work. That's kind of the awkward situation Cloud9 are in. Very experienced players, though, so one should imagine that they will be equipped in one way or another. And you can see Golden looking in towards the white box there. Doesn't really fancy it, falling back up highway. James is trying to distract me, doing his best.
Sorry, I'm really trolling Dan.
It's completely failing, though.
You're too professional, Dan.
Too professional.
Right then, let's see what these teams can do. MIBR have a lot of map control at the moment. This smoke towards the... If anyone at home wants to do this, you have to be extremely specific, because where those toxic barrels are, if you are even slightly off, there's a gap in the CTs. It's almost a one-way for CTs on the A-bomb site, so you really have to make sure that you are exactly on. You're welcome. Almost 45 seconds for MIBR to try and capitalize on this map control. Maybe waiting for an opening, but Fer will force his way in with a massive frag. And that's another one from Taco. Now there are huge problems for Cloud9. They've only got 1 round on the board so far, and they're not looking very good for a second.
Very difficult coming back into that A-bomb site once it's been lost, but it's not quite been lost just yet. Phelps, very nice kill. That's so important. Now he's threatening a lot more damage. KGB will deal with it, but again, it's so hard to get in, despite getting some of these frags. And pushing onto the bomb site, you move through such open terrain, and you're exposed to a variety of positions. You can see it's not favorable here for Cloud9. They will, despite being in the 2 versus 3, I don't think they really fancy this. With the economy as it is as well, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. They'll be on their 4th loss in a row, however, so that means that they'll have $2,900 in addition to what they have now, which is, well, basically nothing. So it's going to be an awkward half buy, I think, with these 2 rifles saved, maybe some Kevlars and pistols to go with that. But that basically means that MIBR likely should be, sailing through onto something like a 5-1 scoreline, which is really nice, having such a strong start.
Glorious explosion on Cash. I do wonder what the new Cash will look like. From the looks of it, FM Pone, he tweeted a picture with some tick marks on the areas that he had done so far. And I want to say it included both bomb sites, that it was mainly kind of T-spawn and forwards towards Squeaky, towards A main, T warehouse. Those parts hadn't been done just yet. So I want to say 60–70%, but who knows how long that remaining percentage will take. And of course, we've got Vertigo at least to enjoy. I mean, who knows? Maybe Vertigo doesn't get rotated out and something else does once Cash comes back. So we can make no assumptions, but it is Cash for the time being. Cajun being automatic with rifles. Cajun B, I remember when he, I forget what his previous team was, but he was looking forward to rifling again rather than being forced onto the AWP as he was in some previous teams. So it's nice to see him back in action. I think for Cloud9 in particular, it's kind of, some of these European pickups feel a bit strange to me in the sense that obviously it's a North American team, and I would say in terms of brand power, they are the North American team, or they were, but now it feels like a state of limbo at the moment. Again, they've got very new additions, so we'll see if anything happens there. Speaking of which, here come those rifles. Cajun being automatic, still alive with their 2 frags. Phelps has got a very forward position, and he might just win the round. Trigger discipline, beautiful, expected. They line up for him, and they'll get taken out as well. That leaves Rush with a pistol coming in, but he won't last very long, of course. And MIBR on fire. Someone called the cops.
Yeah, Vice. Vice. Cage. Okay, third time.
I'm going to start again, Dan.
Third time's the charm. Phelps has been playing really well, actually, for MIBR. And I'd say, when he first went back into the team initially, I think it was kind of it wasn't looking amazing to begin with. And I think, he's gelled really well. And we see him time and again, at least at Blast so far, in the limited sample size that we have from Blast. I think he's been looking really good, really fragging very well, delivering some clutches, some crucial multi-kills, really taking part. And Fallen very fast with the AWP there. Love that, jumping over the box to find a fast peek. Works with the smoke. Will deny any picking opportunities towards the A site for MIBR. And with this forward push from automatic, it has to catch someone. It's a fast peek, and that's a difficult shot to connect.
Oh, we've seen that one before, and he almost does it again. With the smoke disappearing in main, he's got to fall back. Ah, what was it? I think it was the Major where he made a play like that, left the squeaky door position, just went straight back and got a very cheeky frag. MIBR still flaming at 5-1. Taco next. He's just taking a bullet for the team, but Phelps will do it as well. So we'll go into that a little bit later. Only got a pre-fire from third. Continuation spray will be enough for just the 1 frag. 4 versus 2. The bomb's been spotted. Cloud9 know what the play is, and there's a high ground issue for Fallen, and his scope, he scopes in for the second time, and he won't spot Golden at all. And that leaves Cold 0 now in a 1 versus 4. So this push has been difficult, to say the least, for MIBR. And this is exactly what Cloud9 need. They need to survive in the numbers, and that's something that Cold 0 wants to take away, at the very least, just the 1 kill. And it will be the second round for Cloud9.
Although they will pick up the AWP from Fallen, so they're going to have themselves a double AWP setup, which is really nice to see from them. And, it kind of makes up for the fact that they do lose a couple players. I think it's, you get the AWP in there. It's lovely for that CT side of Cash. You can play AWPs pretty much anywhere, really. Middle, A, B, so many different positions, so it's really nice. And KGB will be on the secondary. So again, it's a different dynamic with this team, with these new pickups. That is possible. I'm really hoping to see that whatever lineup Cloud9 have, if it's going to last, that they really begin to make a name for themselves, because they have some great players. The core is awesome to watch, and here goes the attack into mid. A very fast mid attack. 2 players here for Cloud9's side. It's Golden. Nice challenge comes in from him, taking down Phelps. And lots of utility being used here for MIBR to really take this mid position, but they've lost a player, and they've only got 2 smokes and a molly left on their T side with a minute to play with. Ooh, can't be missing that one. That second chance, though, will be converted.
But there is a player on the E-box who I think might jump peek his position. There he is, but Taco will save the day. Superhero Taco allows Fallen to stay activated, trying to make his way towards the car position. Rush with a double kill. That is huge, holding down position. There is a minute to play with. He's got Vice and Cajun B rotating, but they're not quite sure what to do. Zed's been smoked off in the meantime, and Cold Zero has been spotted at the top of Highway, but he's not carrying the bomb, so there's no bomb on the radar for Cloud9 just yet, which is why there isn't a full rotation towards that A bomb site. Cold Zero in a very sticky situation. Rush has been taken out, avoids the player by the car and the player Highway, and now here comes Fur, leaving Cajun B with that AWP in a 1 versus 2.
Oh, and the bomb's going towards the B bomb side. Will he hear the stepping? He surely did. Yes, I think he absolutely heard the stepping there towards the B bomb side. This is a very strange situation, because you got Cold Zero just waiting towards Squeaky, pushing out there, and Cajun B knows the bomb's planted on B. Cold Zero is very far away. I wonder how this is going to play out, because Fur doesn't have to push at all. Cold Zero now starting to go for the flank, and Cajun B is going for the save. Will he hear the stepping? Will there be any stepping from Cold Zero? It looks like there won't be at this point.
I don't know if he knows what bomb site the bomb was even planted on.
I think he knows.
I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it from there.
Because I think he heard the drop through vents into checkers as well.
Oh yeah, they know that Cold Zero doesn't have the bomb because of the frag on the A bomb site, so of course he knows.
So he'll keep the AWP alive. I thought this was going to be when, Rush, he converts those 2 kills. That was really expertly done. But Cloud9 is still unable to find a way to win that one. They were too split up, perhaps. MIBR looking good, 6-2. But the buy is still going to be in here for Cloud9, and still with 1 AWP at their disposal. It does give you a lot of great aggressive options. And I like the play around middle here. I felt like Cloud9 generally did a pretty good job. It was a very competitive round. Taco here with a very important kill from the door position, saving Fallen for the moment. Going fast. Spray's good for Phelps. Oh, he just barely survives. 4 HP. Steals away with that frag.
4 HP's plenty. Fallen will leave a gap in that entrance, throwing the smoke grenade far back so he could have a look, but of course you have a small window to have a smoke. If he went to peek now, he could probably die. Well, yes, we assume he does. CT can post up as well. Plenty of spray. A lot of the spray when there are smokes down in mid is to stop the CTs crossing, at least easily, going towards the other side. It's nice to have a boost in a position like this as well early on in the game, because when there's a smoke down, you can see people pushing through the side of the smoke, catch them off guard. But you could also see people walking towards the vent position if a smoke's not up. So that's why you do see that, you see those boosts happen. So I wonder if Cajun B is the default AWP for the time being on Cash, or if it will change. It's got to be dynamic with it. We did speak about the AWP issues in the past. So Cloud9 now, 40 seconds on the clock for MIBR, and MIBR have a man advantage. Rush sees the shadow, but not fast enough. And now there are more issues for Cloud9. They're all spread out. Wherever MIBR choose to go, there's only 1 person there.
And Vice is stuck on the bomb site with the UMP. Defensive smoke, but can't get the nades out in time, and that is unfortunate. Maybe there would have been a chance if he'd been able to find faster timings there, but Cajun B again in a position where he's got this AWP and it's just not, I don't think, going to happen here. The retake possibilities are very difficult. Oh no, Automatic, got to be careful. Spraying, and they know that they are there, looking for the baits, and the bait will be had. And now it's Automatic to save the AWP. And in the time that he has been a dedicated AWPer for Cloud9, I've got to say I've been incredibly impressed with what Automatic can bring to the table. Very fast, very dynamic with that AWP, has the makings of a star AWP player if that's what he wants his future to be. And he'll try to save this one. It's difficult to know the timings. Fast is he? Oh, just over the shoulder there, but still somehow alive. Oh my god, he got a leg shot. Oh no, it's gone so wrong for Cloud9 there.
Yeah, rather than being well, bringing anything to the table. Cloud9 are being put through the table by MIBR at the moment. 7-2. The money kind of sucks for Cloud9. That's a deep peek from Phelps. So when you've got a forward spawn, the first peek you want to do like that is to catch somebody going over towards white box. But if you expect them to try and make the fast play towards the vent position, then you can go even deeper and do that. Now, many moons ago, the MIBR squad under a different brand used to boost on top of the roof to avoid peaks like that or make it harder for a T side to achieve. But that is a rarer play these days. coldzera breaks the glass, which later on would allow them to execute grenades into the B bomb site if that's what they wanted. Golden's being picked off. Cloud9 with a number of scouts in this round. Again, it's not a full buy situation for them, so it's likely that MIBR are going to continue to expand their lead. Taco continues to be a problem around this squeaky door position. Got Rush, who's managed to escape the forklift so far, but there's only Rush and CSGO remaining. Big flashbang at CSGO. I think he's finally been spotted by Phelps. Does the 180 sweep there just in time, and Rush has found himself an AK-47, which he would love to save, but look how spread out MIBR are already. The bomb will almost be abandoned as they look to take everything away from Cloud9 in this round, starve them of oxygen.
It's been a tough start. I felt like there was a glimmer of hope for Cloud9, but it's systematically they are being vanquished by MIBR. They've been doing a really good job on their T side so far to open things up and to develop the rounds, use mid control, leverage that map control into bomb site control, and Cloud9's economy has never been all too ideal beyond that 1 point where we saw the double orbs out. So really hard to find momentum here on this CT side, but I have to say, it's the way that Cash has been is it's been more about the T side. It's been a bit more favored as teams in this era, as Cash has been going for so very long now. In this current era, it typically is the case that everyone knows how to use the nades so effectively on the T side that it really creates a lot of problems for the CTs in holding on to map control, and so that tends to be why it's a bit more favored these days. Fast play towards the A main position. MIBR switching up the pace.
3 players in mid for Cloud9. No boost, however. They will quietly fall back to normal positions. You can see them on the radar. They've got rushed towards the forklift area, starting to move back. Seems they smell a rat, or do they? Back towards mid, it's not quite sure. MIBR often patient with the timing, never quite know, but here comes the execute. I'm only towards the squeaky area. That might help them hold the site for the time being. Fur making his way through. Surely dives to the flames. Indeed he does. The trades continue, but they favor MIBR on A.
Big AWP duel there between Fallen and Automatic, which will be much to the benefit of MIBR as Fallen looks for another one, gets a leg shot onto CSGO, and there's surely no way back in towards the bomb site. Once again, so exposed, and Phelps will make it even more difficult trading out there, and that completely kills the possibility to retake the bomb site there as Vice goes to run and save his gun. And there's not all that much here that Cloud9 seem to be able to do to prevent MIBR from having success. MIBR truly having their way with Cloud9, and again, it's difficult. You just brought Golden back into the lineup. He's you've got Vice in there as a new player, especially to this level of Counter-Strike, to this kind of a stage. CSGO in there as well. It's a lot of changes. It's a lot to deal with at once, and Rush and Automatic, I've got to say, have been consistent performers for Cloud9, but still, it's difficult.
He's got the spawn. But we'll have to wait because a timeout has been called, but he's got the spawn. This is pretty much the most forward spawn you could possibly have on the T side. So again, we spoke about trying to catch a player running towards white box. That's the standard play in that situation. He was blind, so he was in that Molotov for quite a while, but he did get a frag out of it, so worked in MIBR's favor for them with 2 frags from that forklift position. So yeah, from where Fallen is, you want to catch a player crossing towards the white box on the CT side. That's why it's dangerous to do if you're a CT. And I would say that's the most likely thing for him. He doesn't want to pick up the bomb though, because if you go for that peek and you get dropped, then the bomb will maybe fall into mid, and if they throw a smoke, then you lose the bomb. So maybe it's a technical pause, I would assume at this point. 13-4-7 at the moment. Oh no, they've restored the round and he's miles away. Man, I was building that up for ages. Now his spawn sucks.
Yeah, Taco is the most forward spawn. You're not giving the up to him right now. I don't think so.
Well, his spawn still sucks as well. It's not anywhere near as forward as it. Actually, no, it's reasonable.
So they're giving the. Oh, it's actually not too bad. Yeah, they're giving the up to Phelps actually towards B perhaps. Yes.
Man, I was hyped for that.
Yeah,
I always go for that one.
Well, it's Phelps towards B now. So that's what you get. I mean, Phelps has been playing really well, so let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I never take... I find like there isn't really variance in the TP in mid, but there can be variance on this one, so I avoid it. I don't like that kind of early variance if there is a CT sniper, but on the likes of Cloud9, well, there isn't, so I guess there isn't necessarily a variance in this respect. It's just going to stop a player from getting towards that vent position. To be up top. Oh, that's beautiful in the face, baby. Even he knows it's dirty. Look at his face.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Oh my god. Oh my days. That's not bad, is it? Okay, just you keep the op. You can keep it. You've earned it.
I've seen Device go for flicks there because you know people are going to throw the HEs from up there. So if no one's giving you the early peek, then you've got nothing to lose by going for it. In the face.
That's so impactful. That's so impactful. You're at Cloud9, they're in a position where everything sucks. Everything sucks. That's what Cloud9's reality is. An automatic goes for a push. Oh my god, they have no idea. And here goes the trigger discipline. How much can he get out of this one? He guarantees a frag, knows that they're up on the boost. Can't do much more though.
He can't, but that will delay and allow his teammates to take gambles. Gambles have to be taken here. In the head is the first bullet for Rush. Phelps will be finished off with a second very quickly indeed. And the bomb is just to the left of but that's a really huge duel won by Rush. I think it's behind the wall. Yeah, the bomb's been left in a very specific place, so that must be deliberate in case of a push. Taco does something. So now we're in a 2 versus 2 again. The CTs haven't seen the bomb. They have no idea where it is. So if you're wondering where to drop the bomb at the beginning of the round, that is a very specific place to put it. If an A main push comes in, you're not seeing that bomb if you're on a CT side. So that may save the round from MIBR along with the players.
Yeah, it's really created an awkward spot here for Cloud9, but a doable spot. 2 orgs in play for Golden and Vice, and again, credit to Rush for the amount of work he did to make a very bad and desperate position a winnable one for his team, as we start to see the nades coming in for Cloud9. Still the incendiary is tossed out towards quad now. This will force Taco out into the open. And he will be traded out. So now down to Cold in the 1 versus 1. Golden, can he find this? It's very difficult against the likes of coldzera. coldzera, an expert in such positions with this AK-47, and he'll make it work again. Headshots with the AK, and that's all you need. 10-2. MIBR climbing to dizzying heights against Cloud9, who have been left at the foot of the mountain.
10-2 indeed. On a side note, I'm wondering if Valve could, I might email them, look at this again, beautiful stuff. If Valve could put a command in the game to help the restore function so you wouldn't lose the spawns you had in that particular spot, that might be something to consider. But, you know, they're relatively random, so maybe it doesn't matter after all. Oh, Golden, he's just too slow. He pushes through the smoke because he hears the reload, but he walks through the smoke. You've got to run through the smoke. I mean, there could be 2 people there, but you're on a pistol, so you have to gamble. That's why, plenty of people at home will just spray through a smoke while they're standing next to the smoke. That's why you don't. Maybe spray 20 bullets, but don't spray all of your bullets, because if someone's close and smart enough, they'll punish your reload anyway. Automatic, he's got his M4, and CSGO's holding his ground with the Deagle for now, trying to reposition. That won't quite happen. We've got a player in a headshot though. Sorry, Vice will reposition, but CSGO's still alive, and now Rush is coming in from the back with the P250. Looking for more. Wants to know where the second player is. Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. CSGO holds his ground. I thought he might be at risk of dying there. This has worked out wonderfully for Cloud9, but it's not over yet. There's just under a minute for Taco to go up against 3 players, although they've all got rifles now, 2 of them with Kevlar, so this might be too much to ask. Indeed, it will be a very unusual round for Cloud9, but they definitely need every round they can get at this point.
Yeah, a few 1v1s. That's the great thing about the Deagle. in a round like that, because if someone tries to peek into a position and you got a deagle, well, you know, that if you hit that first bullet, like boom, where's the trade out? You can't trade. You can get out into the into a safe position. That was a pretty labored few shots to the deagle there. So some opportunities for MIBR, but they really got caught in the open. They were exposed and punished by Cloud9. And still a chance to get at least a 5-10 scoreline. Still not amazing, but significantly better than where Cloud9 were. And a fast take of middle comes in here. Phelps will easily handle that. Nice spray control from him as Fur pops the vent, starts to pressure into the checker's position. And you can see this has been completely cleared by MIBR. They've got such advantages now. Vice left alone, anchoring that B bomb site. Definitely feeling the pressure. But you got to be careful if you're Cloud9. Don't over-rotate, and they won't be doing it. Automatic asks questions of middle, and he's going to pick up a frag to equalize things.
I'm guessing that smoke was supposed to be for Z Connector, and it meant that the T's couldn't focus on just the white box. They had to look in both ways, and maybe that made things a little easier for Cloud9. For now in position by the white box. coldzera not spotted by Automatic as it's crossed. The Fur won't be expecting that. There's a trade though from coldzera, and coldzera is carrying the bomb, spotted by the vent position. That may suggest a B bomb site for Cloud9, and there are 2 players already there for Cloud9. 45 seconds left on the clock. We've got Rush peeking through A main, so there's a lot of information to allow Cloud9 to keep 2 of their 3 players towards B.
cajunb really needs to connect this first shot. It's going to be, oh, there's the miss, and he's going to be mollied out of position now, and he's not going to get a look in to help his teammate on the bomb site, but the defensive smoke there on the front of the bomb site will keep Vice alive, and you can see that it's very difficult here for MIBR to get in. They've got 20 seconds left in the round here. They've got to find a plant soon. Vice gets one. Trey comes out, though. Before has to go back for the bomb, and again, time begins to play a part. I think Rush has spotted the bomb. The peak! It's so critical, and Fallen's going to take it down. 11 rounds now to MIBR and Cloud9. They have some cash, but they just, they need rounds. They need rounds, and all they can get, best case, 4 on the first half. Not a good look.
It's amazing that they have 3, all things considered. Really is. Phelps and Fur and Fallen, 12 and 13 kills. So they've caught up to Fur in that respect. That trade was important, and maybe cajunb will lament missing that shot when the player was peeking to throw a Molotov. Peaks pretty wide. Fallen's got the angle early. The flashbangs won't hit Fallen, but he won't hit cajunb either. So everybody survives a hairy situation there. Again, Cloud9 trying to make a difference when they've got shortcomings by going aggressive, and Taco's being taken out, I think, towards that squeaky door position. That's where he normally is. By Automatic, who makes his way from A towards mid. Now, can Cloud9 hold on to their advantage? Maybe easier said than done, because again, it's 3-11. They really haven't had all the success in the world so far.
Further waiting towards the mid garage, waiting for the smoke to go away. The boost for Phelps, and oh my god, that's beautiful. What an incredible boost there to deal with a player close right under the boost position. That is great, but you can see this back, the flank is being covered by Fur here. Rush is going to have to be perfect, but Fur's off angle, very strong in that position. Everything's going according to plan here for MIBR. Doesn't seem like there's much here for Cloud9 to do, and I don't know that they'll be able to stop the push onto the bomb site. Golden is in position, but there's so many players here. There's the first one spotted, that's the bomb as well. Information, how long can Golden hold by himself? And he's going to throw out the mollies, the flashbangs, do everything he can to delay them, but they will get the bomb down.
All right then, 2-man retake. They've got some grenades, make it 2-on-2. That smoke is a problem. And they heard a footstep behind it, Phelps at least. But his teammate is pretty far away, actually, coldzera, looking for a flank in the middle of mid. And Zed, he doesn't have any idea how close these guys are. And Phelps is in a very hairy situation. Don't press Q, please don't press Q again. He will lose the first frag. coldzera doesn't know where cajunb is. He's rotating towards the site, and that's a much-needed round number 4 for Cloud9. He picks up a defuse kit as well, and that is the round in the bag. 4 rounds for Cloud9. A very desperate situation for them. Really tough stuff, and again, that was a crazy half. Fantastic for MIBR. I mean, I feel like it should be 12 or 13 rounds for them.
Yes, I think they played such an incredible game of Cash there. You can see some of the troubles. Even though we do get some good individual performances from the likes of Rush and so on, I don't know, it's it's a team that's been together for quite some time. MIBR, you know, they prep for the major with this team with loads of time, and Cloud9 are in this position where the tactical game, the strategical game is going to be difficult because you've got so many new players.
They essentially have 3 new players.
Yeah.
Golden had an extended period of sickness where he was away. They had Flusher there doing the in-game leading.
For a while.
They've got Cajun B, they've got Vice as well. So I feel like they've been, you know, around the kind of E-League time, I think maybe they had like a short period of stability with the players that they had there, but it's been a revolving door since then, Kishima in and out and so on. So I really feel like this has set them back like 6 months.
Yeah.
You know? That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, it's just such a difficult storyline to follow, isn't it? Because, I mean, it's so easy to be a fan of Russian Automatic, you know, the remainder of that Boston winning Cloud9 lineup, and they're incredible. They're both, you can see it even though they've been going through so many struggles, you see these games where both these players can find ways to perform. They are world-class players. And so it's really sad to see that they can't find that consistent lineup. Yeah. And it's, I hope that there is a solution.
I wonder if there was any discussion with Tarek after, you know, before he joined NRG. Well, probably, well, maybe we'll know, but I was going to say we'll never know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But either way, I mean, here they are. But there's so many questions because obviously we know that Golden fit well when he was on the team, in my opinion, because he was a fragger as well as an in-game leader, and that worked out well. But we have no idea if Vice will work. We have no idea if Cajun B will work. There may be role issues to deal with as well, especially in terms of learning roles. Because one thing that people at home might not consider, especially like on a CT side, is let's say the position you normally play is being held by somebody else, and you have to learn an entirely new position and the kind of nuances and behaviors you can expect and play against. And that can take months as well. And you might find discomfort there, as well as just learning to gel with your different players and so on. And that might cause some frustrations. So there's a lot of weird situations where maybe if there wasn't so much chaos at once, it would be easier for like one person to kind of deal with all those things. But with essentially like 2/3 players doing that all at the same time, then that can create unique frustrations that you might not otherwise have. So I feel like there's so many reasons why it's a difficult spot for Cloud9 at the moment, just trying to find some stability and trying to identify what works and what doesn't work and how to make changes to make more things work, because there's just so many variables at the moment.
Yeah, and it did look promising before when Golden came in to take over the leading role, just because he has that style of leadership that's pretty aggressive, pretty fast-paced, and that's how Cloud9 won the major. That's how they did it. That's the kind of game that they were used to playing. And you can see when Stiko came into the team briefly, he's like, you know, this is such a different pace for me to play. Like, it's very difficult to understand how to suddenly, after playing a slow pace and learning that for such a long time,
cultural differences.
How to play much faster. Either way,
he's in there like, I like to eat with my hands. What's this knife and fork stuff?
We'll be back into the match, 4-11 or 11-4 for MIBR. They did not start a one-off very well. They had a loss and a draw. So looking much better today. Crushing Astralis, that's a feat in of itself. And now we move on to a crushing result. What could be a crushing result for them if they're able to convert here. Onto the pistol, and first asking questions that he has spotted the bomb, James, I think. Well, maybe he hasn't actually, because there's no rotation. Yeah,
there's a few players there. I don't know how many he might have seen. But here we go. Pistol is a pistol. Okay, so we've got the smokes to start things off with. Fer will go to join his teammate, but there are flashbangs as well. Fer gets eliminated, so does Coldzera. Phelps trying to make a difference, as is Fallen. Fallen taken out. Phelps in the smoke himself, and he will also be taken out, leaving Taco in a 1 versus 4. Always nice to see a solid smoke execute. A tap in both directions, and I think Taco with 7 HP will try to hold on to his $650 of Kevlar. Ooh, 4x3? I saw him, but Cajun B didn't, so that's got to be some 4x3. I do wonder in scenarios like that how like the radar spotting works, or if there is a cone of vision, let's say the middle third of your screen or something. I'm not really sure, or if it's distance, or, you know, maybe someone can do some nerd research about that, but it seems that he will escape Taco with his Kevlar, and Cloud9 get round number 5.
That they do, but they won the pistol round in the first half and they couldn't hold on against the force buy. MIBR, I would like to see a force buy just because it can work pretty well on CT side of cache sometimes because there's so many aggressive options, so many ways to do various stacks and play various setups, lots of room to play with, and we will see the force buy. That's good. But also, if you go for the force buy, you get your first big buy round features an AWP, which again, with a team like MIBR, you want to get that out. So we'll see the force buy coming into play. Oh, okay. Well, it started off pretty nicely there for Mr. Fur. Taking down Cajun B, and Rush now checking all the positions in middle. They need to get some map control very quickly after losing a man early. Wow. Cloud9 feeling the pressure here for sure. Force buy is very difficult to deal with at the top level.
Flashbang peek for Rush. Got some presence shown towards B as well, suggesting a split, but is there anything that MIBR can do about it? Fallen up close with the scout, but how many headshots can he deliver? Rush spotted, and he's tagged really down. 11 HP remaining on Rush. There are more targets for Fallen, being really careful, trying to use that moving speed of the scout, and Cold0 will finish off the damage. Now we've got Phelps versus Rush, 11 HP, and Phelps could be anywhere. He has no idea where Phelps is coming from. He's got the bomb on the site. Phelps with the off angle, so Rush hasn't quite spotted him, but now Phelps has to wonder as well. He has no idea if Rush has picked up the bomb yet, if he's rotating towards A. Rush will wait, maybe waiting for Phelps to make a move, but he's in a reasonably safe position, Phelps, so he can just wait rather than second-guess himself and give a sound cue away for free.
Phelps is effectively the best possible gun in the game for this position. Considering one bullet will do it, and the moving speed you have on your peaks with the MP9 is ridiculous, and it's perhaps the best SMG as far as moving accuracies are concerned. So Rush really has...
Oh no!
He's okay, his teammates have told him, I think. Or perhaps he was trying to fake the sounds, I'm not sure. Either way, Rush, he's got to be perfect here. This is very tough if you're Rush. The AK comes out. Little does Phelps know the MP9 is probably a better look, but peek is in, and it's a headshot no less for Phelps. Overkill. And he will happily get the defuse, and that'll be 12 rounds for MIBR. And James, Cloud9 won both pistol rounds, and they lost to the following force buys in both occasions. And that's definitely a sign of a team that's a newer lineup.
It's not ideal. You can see some frustration from Phelps in not having heard the bomb even being planted in the first place, it seems. That's what I could tell from his face. I mean, there's no reason for him to run away in that spot. So we'll see how that continues. But indeed, Cloud9 in a lot of trouble now. Big frags from Cold0, assists from two different teammates again. And that's kind of the power of having Fallen as the point man with the scout. Just dancing, jiggling around, tagging, letting the Deagle just 1D people even in the toe and finishing them off. Now Cloud9 are back with another force buy. Cajun B and Rush with Desert Eagles, Golden Automatic and Vice with the AK-47s. They have a fair amount of utility, all things considered, in this situation, Cloud9, but from what position do they want to throw them? We've got aggressive positions for MIBR towards the B bomb site. I like the angles Cold0 has towards A, and Vice has been taken out somewhere on the map by Taco towards the B bomb site, I do believe. Speaking of those aggressive positions, but a flashbang will certainly help. But that's a fantastic trade from Phelps. The higher armor penetration, helping those bullets take up automatic through the door.
Now Cloud9 aren't really left with all that much in the way of options. You can see all they have is control towards the B storage positions. They're going to use that as best they can. Lots of pressure on Golden and Cajun B to open things up with the AK-47s. Big peek from Rush though with a pistol. Cajun B will trade Fur out though towards the vents. And Tackle will try to prevent the cross to the bomb site, but it's happened and Fallen. Doing some damage there, but he will go down. 2 versus 2. Cloud9 with a horrible position, making this work. Oh, the flashbang is pretty good here, but oh, can't stop Taco from making it onto the side. Cajun B was blinded. That's perfect timing there for MIBR. That is so disappointing for Cloud9, as MIBR now 3 away from taking this match very convincingly.
Beautiful play. Always important, again, for people at home to think about when you're rotating towards the B bomb site to support your teammates. Throw the flashbang over the top That's the aggressive angles I was speaking about towards B earlier on, and there's the trade through the door. When Carrigan was on FaZe Clan, he had a good retake smoke, well, a re-entry smoke, if you will, from outside the B bomb site, where you'd throw a running smoke grenade up top, kind of the entrance from up top into the B bomb site. It would bounce off one side, then off the other, and it would land in a way where it would give you some cover from the checkers area, but you could make your way in towards a headshot position. 2 frags very quickly from Phelps. Cloud9 on pistols for this particular round. I think I made a video of that smoke I'm talking about, so easier to see than it is to explain. Phelps will continue. I love the forward position he's taken as well. Now, doesn't really need to pursue any further than that. USP from Fallen for the last frag. Looking a little hairy there, but Fur will save his bacon. 14-5 now. MIBR in the driving seat. Are they back, Dan? Are they back?
I don't know, man. It's early days. Early days. But it is definitely something that will give them some confidence, which is important. Confidence is very important. And Fallen on the AWP, what is he going to bring to bear in this round? Lots of options. A door push, perhaps. An A main push, perhaps. Looks like it'll be A main. Here we go. Smokes out. Will they hear any stepping here from Cloud9? They're going fast. Rush is going to catch out one. That's Fallen dead with the AWP. They were not expecting such a fast pace, but coldzera to answer the call there. KHB trying to catch coldzera backing away through the door, but he can't really play this position by himself. And oh man, it started out so well, but in a matter of seconds, it's a 2 versus 4 for Cloud9. Oh no. It's gone so wrong, James.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind, ignore me. It's gone very wrong indeed, and MIBR are on the cusp of match point. Looking comfortable. So many rounds ahead. Not terribly concerned with having lost a player. You can see they've got 2 on A. 1 mid in Fur by the sandbags, and Taco's comfortable playing retake. They've got a Molotov and double the players, so they're all good. Cloud9 with pretty full utility, but doesn't really mean anything in this particular situation. Phelps comfortable with 2 org shots, and now MIBR have 10 match points versus Cloud9. A good matchup for MIBR considering the current state of both teams. I think it's just hard for Cloud9 to have a stellar performance, all things considered.
Yeah, it really is very difficult, and you know, MIBR started off on that T side. You know, that's a very favorable way to start off a game of Cash, especially in this kind of a circumstance when you're playing against a team that is kind of a new lineup. Phelps pushing forwards here. Will receive quite the aggression. Rush there with the headshots, and he'll be pushing forwards there, keeping the pace up high. Cloud9 trying to pug out here, I think, to the best of their ability to see if they can create some chaos and then thrive within it. As Taco takes a pretty nice position there. You can see the corner of the smoke is covered towards the checker's position. And it's a very committed position, but it can work out very well, especially with some teammate support, which he does have coming in. I think he's been spotted. Oh dear. That's not gone well there for Taco. coldzera moving in above, seeing what he can find. And looking for the heads. He's going to find him.
Oh my God.
Man, that's brilliant damage. Fallen coming from up top as well. But it's up to Fur to save it.
He'll hear the sound cues from Vice, who makes his way into checkers. So he knows roughly where one of the players is. Now the bomb will soon be planted. He'll know one is on the site. There's a fair chance somebody stays in checkers. But no one actually has. Vice underneath the balcony, moving to the left as Fur looks to the right. I don't think either saw each other. Fur clears the box. Now does he go towards checkers? Somebody could be headshot. KJB in the middle of the site, completely exposed. And he had no one covering, but Vice will eventually trade. And again, won't touch it too much, best considering where the state of the team at the moment. But that could have been a little more hairy, and it would have been the end of the line for them. MIBR, for the most part, can buy again. Taco will drop an AWP for Fallen, so... And he's got an AUG as well, so it seems they're pretty comfortable for this round. But this is breaking point in terms of money for MIBR, so Cloud9 have some potential to continue their comeback.
One of the problems as well is that MIBR have the option to go and just do a lot of weird stuff. They only need 1 round, so the economy is not a huge factor. They only need 1 round. They can take any kind of gambles. They've got so much of a buffer to take this match. It's just very difficult. Fur will go for the boost. The timing is absolutely perfect. And Phelps Maybe playing around the smokes there, the trade comes in, but it's very favorable here for the CTs. MIBR, 4 versus 3, still in a good position with map control in middle, and that's what Cloud9 were fighting for, but they don't have it. Now they'll be locked out, and Phelps, this is devious. So cunning, just trying to push the smoke. Oh my god, what a master stroke there. He's read that perfectly.
Yeah, it's just too easy, and that's left Occasion B now, 1 versus 3 to keep Cloud9 in this. He's eating flashbangs, but he's not feeling very hungry at the moment. Jumping up to get taken down by Fallen, 16-6. Another dominating win from MIBR, looking really happy indeed. And we're going to be going over to the A stream, so don't go anywhere. More CS coming straight here right now.
Body blocked it or something, you know, something was going on there. I couldn't tell you.